I want to bring in attorney Rachel Fiset. Good to see you, as always. This is a really sad case because the family has already been told that they are looking for remains. So police seem to have been led down the path that this little boy is not alive, which is horribly, horribly tragic. So legally speaking, I'm wondering about Sarah Wondra. She's been charged with not reporting a death without a body, without remains. What more do you read into that charge and what it means?
I think the police have very credible information that the little boy has died. And I think that they probably have physical evidence as to his death and perhaps witnesses or something else that have given them probable cause to charge Ms. Wondra with not reporting the death. So she knows what happened to Michael and she did not report it in time. She basically covered it up. And that's what this charge looks like.
Well, and Rachel, just to share with people at home a little bit of what was in court documents, and it's pretty chilling. Sarah was declared unfit to stand trial, as I mentioned. A local newspaper reporting that she told police she did not kill Michael Vaughan, but that God told her that her husband did kill him and then buried him in their yard. So mental health, mental illness will clearly be a part of that, whether that's a defense at this point, ahead of possible charges, we don't know. But how does that type of thing play out in this early part of a case, potentially?
One has to be declared competent to stand trial, which means that they have to aid in their own defense. And that's what's happening right now in court, is they are determining that she is not competent. What she's saying will not aid her. So they can't proceed with going through a trial and going through the evidence with her at this point. They will try again in 90 days and they will evaluate her. What she's saying probably matches other evidence that they have that perhaps her husband did kill him or perhaps that he is buried in their yard. So my guess is they have other evidence, and then on top of her statements that she basically knows this happened for whatever reason, is what has led them to where they are. But it sounds like they have very, very credible evidence, and that today's press conference will likely corroborate something that they found such that they can identify him as being deceased.
So the husband, Stacy, already in jail on unrelated charges. If, in fact, they find this evidence, they find the remains, they charge him, what then now that he's already in custody?
Oh, they just go through a separate case. He just remains in custody for his current charge while being tried, perhaps on this next charge. So they have not charged him. And my guess is after they identify what is actually going on, if what she's saying is credible, and if they have other evidence that is credible that he actually did kill the little boy, then they just proceed with charges and he's in custody while that happens. That's not that unusual.
Her charge for not reporting a death, what are the consequences legally for that type of charge?
Well, it's a pretty serious felony. I believe she faces up to 10 years for not reporting the death. And that charge in and of itself is bad, but it may signal what's to come ahead, which means she was part of the death. She was an accessory in his murder. So it's kind of a minor charge they had probable cause for. And if and when they find the body, it may lead to other more serious charges and crimes that she was part of this cover-up or his death, or in some way assisted her husband, if that's what it shows.
He disappeared in June of last year, left his home trying to go find a friend to play with. It just doesn't get any worse than this. Rachel Fiset, thank you for helping us update the case this morning as we await more details from police later today. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.